Hi everyone, there is a lot of happening in our field right now. If you have been active on WhatsApp group or professional forums, you might see the buzz around something called National Commission of Allied Health Professionals, NCAP. And trust me, this is not a small update. This could actually one of the biggest milestones our generation of ASLPs will witness, because this is something that has a potential to change the way entire profession functions in coming years. But here is a surprising part. Even though the topic is so important, a lot of ASLPs still have no idea what's happening. So in this video, let me explain everything in a simple way so you can get clarity about it. So watch this video till the end. One important disclaimer: this video is not meant to promote RCI or NCAHPs as better or worse. I am not giving any personal opinion. The information shared here is simply a summary of facts from official documents and the recent ISHA webinar. And some details may vary, so please take it with a pinch of salt. Use this only as a reference to form your own judgment and plan your next steps accordingly. Let's start with RCI. The Rehabilitation Council of India is the established statutory body. That means it has been created and empowered by a law passed in the parliament. RCI has regulated rehabilitation professionals, including audiology and speech language pathology, for many years. Under RCI, we have recognized courses, a registration system, and a professional identity. If you complete RCI recognized course and registered, you get an RCI registration number, and that registration allows you to practice across India. Its systems are tied into disability law, special education and district disability offices, and many government-run rehabilitation programs. That gives RCI a very strong integration with disability services, and it has also provided a stability and identity for our field for more than 4 decades. Now, NCAP, the National Commission of Allied Health Professionals. This is designed as a broader health system-oriented statutory framework that covers a wide range of allied health professionals. The idea behind NCAP is to bring professionals that work in hospitals, diagnostics, clinical services, research, industrial health, and rehabilitation under a single regulatory umbrella. The potential benefit is greater integration with the mainstream healthcare, more visibility in hospital settings, standardized allied health education across a wider scope, and possibly a clearer clinical tracks within medical systems. Now, let's quickly look at the similarities between RCI and NCAP. Both are national bodies created by the Government of India, and both aim to bring structure, accountability, and professionalism into our field. They focus on ensuring quality education and safe practices by defining standards, ethics, and training requirements. Both systems also provide a central registration system, which means your professional identity is formally recognized at the national level. Ultimately, whether through rehabilitation or healthcare pathways, both bodies work towards standardizing services and improving public trust in the professionals they regulate. So what are the differences between these two? The key difference lie in emphasis and scope. RCI is specialized and rehabilitation focused, while NCAP is broad and hospital healthcare oriented. RCI functions under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, whereas NCAP comes under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. RCI regulates 16 professionals, giving ASLPs a strong representation, while NCAP covers more than 56 professions, making our voice a smaller part of a larger group. Under RCI, are positioned as rehabilitation professionals, but NCAP shifts the identity towards the healthcare professionals with wider status. RCI already provides a clear scope of practice, whereas NCAP has not yet finalized this yet, creating possibilities for confusion or overlap. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now let's look at the advantage of being in RCI. RCI's biggest strength is long-term regulatory stability, with rules and standards remaining consistent over 4 decades. It's clearly structured, centrally monitored, and academic pathways has created a strong and dependable education framework. A major advantage is central registration, which gives professionals a legally recognized identity. Because RCI has existed for so long, institutions and government bodies understand its processes well, creating clarity and reliability for professionals. Now let's look at the limitations of RCI. From my own analysis, the first and the biggest issue is the lack of representation. There is no core committee member from ASLP, and because of that, the people who make the decisions often do not fully understand the technical challenges the professional needs or day-to-day realities of our field. Without proper representation, our problems are either delayed, misunderstood, or not addressed at all. We also need better clarity in professional functioning and scope of practice. Many times, audiologists and speech-language pathologists experience overlap with other professions on confusion at clinical sites simply because our roles aren't clearly defined and widely communicated through the system. Another long-standing issue has been the speed of administration processes. Many professionals have experienced delays in registration, renewals, or document approvals. And while things have improved recently, memories of these administrative delays still affect the trust professionals place in the system. There is also concern about inconsistent monitoring of training institutions. Some colleges follow excellent standards, while others continue to run with outdated facilities or insufficient clinical exposure. And because of the monitoring is not uniform, the quality of education across the country becomes uneven. So these are some of the key limitations professionals have been talking for years. If RCI helps towards improving these areas, then definitely we will establish a strong belief in RCI. Now, let's look at the major advantages of coming under NCAP. The first big change is how we are recognized. We will no longer be labeled only as rehabilitation professionals. Under NCAP, we will be officially recognized as healthcare professionals, which immediately raises our professional status, improves job titles, and positions us essential member of medical and clinical teams. These shifts gives us better visibility in hospitals, diagnostic centers, and multidisciplinary setups. It also brings us at par with the medical professionals, opening clearer career ladders and better employment opportunities. Another important point is training. NCAP requires 3,600 hours of training for a degree program. This automatically pushes the system towards higher quality education and by design eliminates short-term diploma level programs like DHL. NCAP also introduces a strong grievance and redressal mechanism, which is expected to function far better than the current system. And with registration happening at two levels, central and state, professionals will be much closer to the administration. This means faster response, smoother documentation, and better support. Overall, NCAP promises a better recognition, better structure, and a more progressive future for ASLPs. Now, let's talk honestly about what are the major concerns many ASLP professionals have regarding the NCAP. These points are not to create fear, but to bring clarity. So, the NCAP Act was passed in 2021, and today we are almost in 2026. In these 5 years, out of 56 healthcare professionals under this council, only around 13 curriculums are developed. And remember, we are just one profession out of those 36. So naturally, the question is, how much attention, priority, or weightage will ASLPs really receive? Yes, they have said that medical professionals will be a part of the counseling committee. But let's be practical. If the committees are dominated by medical professionals, we don't know how many ASLPs will actually sit there and represent our field. And when representation is low, decisions can easily shift towards what others think our profession should be and not what it actually is. This opens the door to something very important, encroachment on our scope of practice. Because under RCI, our role, our responsibility, and our boundaries are clearly defined. But under NCAP, nothing is finalized yet. So other professionals can slowly start overlapping with our work areas. Not intentionally, but because nobody has clarified the scope. And another big concern, the council is still in a very early infant stage. Even within NCAP, many professional councils are still waiting for recognition, waiting for the clarity, and waiting for the operation rules. For the next 4 to 5 years, the priority may be to regulate the currently unregulated professionals like physiotherapy and other allied fields. We honestly don't know when our turn will come for curriculum development, representation, or even decision making. There is also no clear plan for certification renewal, neither for institute nor for professionals. Under RCI, even though updates are slow, at least the system exists. But under NCAP, we don't know renewals how frequently it will happen. This uncertainty puts institutes at huge risk. And imagine managing 56 different professions under one umbrella. Where will ASLPs fit? Will we be given a proper attention, or we will be somewhere in the corner for a very long list with little influence? Another major concern is implementation. NCAP has 2-level registration, one at the center and one at the state. The Central Council will prepare guidelines, but the real implementation will happen at the state level. This means every state might have its own rules, its own system, and its own pace. Some states might do well, others might struggle. This creates a real risk of uneven standards, poorly trained professionals, and drop in educational quality. Under RCI, the quality check has been extremely stable for decades. Under NCAP, this may not continue. Now, let's talk about identity confusion. Right now, we are clearly recognized as rehabilitation professionals under RCI, but under NCAP, we will be seen as one of the many healthcare professionals. While that sounds good, there is a risk of dilution. We may be grouped with the technicians, assistants, or other non-medical health workers. People may not clearly know whether we are healthcare specialists or rehabilitation experts. And yes, there is a real possibility of minimal or even no ASLP presentation in NCAP for several years. If committees are dominated by medical professionals, our voice may not reach the table. So overall, the concerns are not imaginary. They are practical, structural, and very real. And every ASLP should be aware of this before forming an opinion. So the big question is, now what? What should we do? First, let's be very clear. We as individual professionals do not get to choose our council. These decisions, whether we remain under RCI or get shifted to NCAP, are made at the parliament level. Professional associations like ISHA can send representation, recommendations, or concerns, but the final call is taken by the government. Any shift has to happen. It can occur only through two routes: a change in amendment passed in the parliament, or a legal decision through the court, portrayed by a strong evidences and justification given by our ISHA. Outside of these channels, we simply cannot opt in or opt out of a national regulatory body. That's not how statutory councils work. And honestly, whatever happens at the parliament level is beyond our individual control. We may continue under RCI or we may eventually move under NCAP. Both scenarios are possible. And when that time comes, we will have to adapt accordingly. What can we really do right now? Stay engaged, stay involved, and stay informed. If you are a life member of ISHA, attend the ISHA General Body meeting in the upcoming Ahmedabad conference. This is exactly why such meetings are important. Participate in professional discussions, stay active on official WhatsApp groups, because clarity comes with the information and not assumptions. Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay connected, and please share this video with your ASLP WhatsApp groups. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.